Unscripted, unshackled, uncouth.
What you're about to hear is for more mature audiences only.
It's Miguel and Holly, Uncensored.
Hello and happy Monday. It is Miguel and Holly Uncensored. This is our off-air podcast that we do 3 times a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You can now also hear Miguel and Holly Uncensored Sunday sessions. And Kelbin, you did yours yesterday, and it was about the beginning of your radio career.
Yeah, basically how I got to where I was, what my life was during college, and then the job that proceeded right after, and how I got into radio. So yeah, whole journey.
Yeah, so you can check that out if you haven't listened. Also, other podcasts like Miguel and Holly Full Show, Queen City Confessions, Blown Off, all that good stuff. This was a good weekend. There was a lot of stuff that happened, but I want to give a shout out to some Platypus Posse members that we met at the Carolina Ascent. Our professional women's soccer team played this Saturday, and we were out there all day. And so many fan members came by to say hi, to talk about when they listened to this show. It was a really, really good time.
That's cool because you wouldn't necessarily expect to be bombarded at any sporting event by people that happen to also listen to us. So that's really cool that they were there. How long were you out? Long time.
Yeah, it was a good.
We're going to have that follow-up meeting?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you mean with Angelique?
Oh, damn. Holly, you got to say name. Damn.
You can Google it. It's out there.
Who goes out of the way? Well,
yeah. No, but yeah, no, it's just one of those, yeah, it was there.
Yep.
So you want to be there, but you don't want to be there that long.
It wasn't a bad time.
During the game and before the game, actually, this was really cool. They had a Taylor Swift tribute band.
Right.
Love Story. They were really, really good. And they were super nice. I took a picture with the lead singer and I asked her because she had on very much a Taylor Swift Eras tour type outfit with some jingly, shimmery little things on it. And I was like, can we do a very cringy millennial boomerang where we sort of shimmy and I shimmy too? And she was like, well, do you want to hold the microphone? I was like, yes. So that was a fun time.
That's good.
Boomer.
Yeah.
And then we had, in the whole beach club in front of the goalpost was full of people and kids there to see the cover band. The funniest part though was we did this, I don't even know what it's officially called, but we had tickets to give away for the Jonas Brothers. And so we did the thing that went a little viral, I think, this year around the holidays, where we have Kleenex boxes that we take the tissue out of, and then we put ping pong balls in there, and then they tied them around, and then you have to twerk basically to get the ping pong balls out.
Okay.
And whoever got the most balls out, you win the tickets.
Okay.
And so people registered, but they didn't know what they were registering for, and so
oh boy,
yeah. So they walked over, and then you had this very North Carolina dad who was there with his daughter, and he was like, all right, what I gotta do to get these tickets from my daughter? Bitch twerked his little hiney off. It was so funny.
Oh good. Why am I picturing just Jason Isaacs from White Lotus? That's what I'm picturing a little bit.
Yes, but there was another girl towards the end of the row who was twerking too. Now, I was filming it as it was happening, so I was kind of looking at them and looking through my phone to make sure that I was grabbing it for social media. And so it looked like he won, but then the girl thought that she had won first, that she had got hers out. And so when you look at the video, she turns around, and when she hears me go, he won, her face for half a second was what the, she was about to get so pissed. And then I was like, surprise, everybody gets tickets. And then her face immediately switches. But I was like, she was about to cuss me out.
Yeah, she was.
Ooh,
well,
cringy.
That's the only bad part. When you as the talent have to play that role, it's awkward for everyone.
I don't like telling people that they lost.
I don't either.
What I do like though is when we're prepared, and for the people who don't win, we end up still giving a little consolation prize.
Yes, I love a consolation prize.
Right.
Kind
But
of
then
same
it's like-
situation.
You're not walking away totally empty-handed, having
Right.
just done some crazy nonsense.
Or a bad taste in your mouth too as you leave. Like,
Right.
oh, I love the station, but I just lost.
Right.
Yes.
And especially, I always feel like in person like that, it needs to be like everybody should get a prize.
Yeah.
Like, because they're like, because then the kids are there.
Oh God, kids are crying.
Don't.
And then
get me
like,
started.
right. So it's
And
like,
also, I do feel like in this day and age, people have a harder time.
sorry,
Oh.
I'm pulling up the video.
People have a harder time accepting that they don't get anything. Like, I think it used to be
Right.
more acceptable to lose.
Right.
And for some reason, I don't know why I feel this way and I don't know what to blame it on. I just feel like there's a sense of entitlement that, like, I'm doing a thing, so I'm going to be compensated.
Right. Right. I can totally see that.
Right? Doesn't it feel like that?
Yeah. Oh,
more
100%.
So now than like when we started radio in like 08, you
Right.
know, or for me, 04. Like you told people they didn't win, they're just like, all right, well, I had fun.
Right.
Not now.
People lost back in my days.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
people knew how to lose.
Ain't nobody know how to lose no more.
Yeah.
Here's obviously for those of you that are listening, you obviously won't be able to see it, but you can hit up the YouTube channel to see the video. But this is the dad right here.
Oh my God.
Girl, watch him start to twerk.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This man.
Well, his is already pressing down. He can't use his hands.
Oh my God.
Oh, she's so
Oh,
angry.
she was so mad.
Did you see?
So
She was about to cuss me out. I was like,
Yep.
so I turned around to our marketing director and I was like, before I say this out loud, everybody got tickets, right? She goes, yes, yes. And I was like, everybody won. And then her face immediately is like, oh my God, yeah. I was
You're like, I don't want to be behind closed doors with you ever.
Well, he low-key cheated. His thing ended up going downward, and then he was starting to use his hands. I understand her now.
Okay, but she didn't see that.
No, she didn't.
No,
Yeah,
she
you're right.
didn't.
Wait, hold on, let me
There's no
s-
way to tell him.
Wait, let me
I
see.
don't
Did
know.
he cheat?
I don't think he
It
cheated.
was like slight cheating.
I think he was trying to pick it up because it was falling off of his ass.
Right. His was going downward.
Oh, I see.
And then look- oh, he was shaking it actually.
He was. I mean, that box was a flapping.
It was. Yeah,
That-
they're right. I take it back.
That box. We're lucky it stayed on that man.
Literally. All right. We need to, Kelbin, let's make this a reel today because this man twerking. I didn't really see how hard he went at the end when he put his hands on
He
his knees.
Went all the way in.
What do you wanted to say? POV, this is what it's all about. Is that what you want? Like,
Yes.
this is what life is about,
This
or some
is-
shit, that
Yeah.
trend.
Oh
Yeah,
my
what
God.
is that trend? Oh yeah. Oh
This
yeah,
is
yeah,
what it's
yeah.
about. Or no, this was the whole point.
Yes.
This was the whole point.
This was the whole point in him.
Like, did you see that flap, 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 flap? It was like
She
this.
was a fairy.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, but we had a great time. And then they ended up winning. The soccer team won, which was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was probably the most exciting part about my weekend. Holly, what did you do?
So, let's see. I'm trying to think. Oh, well, it was a little wonky because we were supposed to have no kids this weekend. And it was like the last weekend of no kids before this marathon. Like, we have one kid or another for like the next month and a half. And that's fine. Like, I love the weekends with one girl, the other girl, or both girls. I do. But like, the one perk of having to be divorced and a blended family is that you do at least get every other weekend as like a no kids weekend. But it's fine. What happened, it was supposed to be no kids this weekend. Maya came home from school on Friday, not feeling well. And so we were like, well, we had been planning on going out to eat anyway. And I'm like, I thought she had too much candy at school, which they gave them like a cup of candy. Plus they were playing a game with Oreos. Everybody had Oreos. So I was like, well, where do you want to go eat? She wanted to go to Cracker Barrel. And I was just like, not that I have anything against Cracker Barrel, but not my favorite. Like, I could never go to a Cracker Barrel again and I'll be okay.
Oh,
Is this for lunch or breakfast?
Dinner.
Mm.
Mhm.
Mhm.
what did you have?
Well, the good thing is they do have breakfast all day at Cracker
Mm.
Barrel. So I got like the big country boy breakfast.
Yeah. It is.
Which, to be fair, was actually pretty healthy because it was 2 eggs. I threw some cheese on the eggs. I got so that I had a side of tomatoes and there was another, what was the other? Eggs? Tomatoes. I did the fried. I don't think it's fried. It's some kind of apples, like an apple cinnamon side, which was delicious, which probably didn't need the sugar, but whatever. That. And then there was some other protein, I feel like. Maybe it was like bacon or turkey bacon, something. So it was actually pretty good considering it was the big old country boy breakfast, but I chose things that ended up being like good sides or whatever. And by the time we got to the dinner, Maya was really not doing well. She's like, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. I'm like, well, you probably need to eat. And then I was like, oh my God, you're probably having low blood sugar too. Cause I get nauseous sometimes when I get low blood sugar. I'm like, all that candy just crashed out of you. So we order her orange juice, feeling like I'm in Steel Magnolias. I'm like, drink the juice, Shelby!
Drink the juice, Shelby.
This was me at the appropriate at this point, Cracker Barrel.
Yes.
He's like, I don't want it right now. I'm like, drink it. You're not doing well. So she has like some of the juice, and I'm like, there, now you feel better. And she's like, not really. I'm like, oh, God bless it. So what does she want to order? She gets mac and cheese and a side of scrambled eggs. I'm like, what even is this?
What?
She ate nearly none of it. Although I will give Cracker Barrel, they have pretty damn good mac and cheese. It's not some craft out of the box.
Okay.
You can tell they're making it in the back. Somebody's grandma's back.
Is it like casserole style?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I've never had mac and cheese there.
It comes in a dish, but my fiance was like, oh my God, this kind of reminds me of like how Miguel makes his mac and cheese.
Oh, okay.
So we were pretty wowed by it. Anyway, so we get home and we had decided we were going to watch, I don't remember what we were going to watch. Something on TV or a movie. It doesn't matter, because what ended up happening is we're sitting on the couch and I've now given Maya a throw up bucket because she's like, I don't know. I just feel like I might throw up. And I'm like, oh dear.
Oof.
So we get all the way until probably 9 o'clock. And I was like, I got to pee real quick. Come back out into the living room. And it's kind of quiet. No one's saying anything. And I'm like, what's going on? My fiance's like, she's puking. And I was like, Maya, oh my God, are you okay?
Oh.
Homegirl had like been all in this bucket. And I was like, hold her hair back for God's sake. And he's like, oh my God, I forgot. So she pukes like a champ, my daughter. She is so good at throwing up. She will tell you exactly when it's going to happen. Matter of factly, she will get her little throw up bucket, blah, and then be like, all right, I feel better now.
Wow.
Like, I've never seen any kid do this. I don't maybe see a lot of kids, but I remember when I was a kid, could never help myself. Like, I would be too afraid to like lean over to get the throw up bucket. So I just do it in my bed or like on the way to the bathroom.
Exorcism.
No. Yes.
Vomit.
Yes. I don't know. I just remember puking a lot as a kid, and it was never in a convenient spot. But
Right.
she's over here either in the toilet or in the throw up bucket every time. So we're always just like, damn, like what a champ. After that, she did feel better. But the problem was her dad was out of town Friday night. So she was going to go over there Saturday morning. Now I'm like, I don't want to send a puking kid over to their house. And she, sometimes you feel better when you're with your mom,
right,
if you're sick. And so the next morning I'm communicating with him and like, we're trying to figure out if she's going to stay or go or whatever. Ultimately, we decide she's going to stay home for the weekend. So now we have her. And so on Saturday she did feel a little bit better, just dealing with some of the other side, no more puking, but not a fun, but we did make it to the mall, had a little mall trip, little girls trip to the mall. My friend Heather came too. And so after that, we decided when we got home, what we wanted to do, before we knew we were going to have Maya, was go see Sinners. And so at this point, Heather's about to go home and she's like, well, why don't you guys just go to the movie and I'll hang out and watch Maya? And I was like, all right, let's go. We are never spontaneous. So I was like, what do? How do we have to make the reservation. We got to eat. How are we going to get dinner? I was like, like sometimes it's okay to be spontaneous.
It's nice.
So we went out to a very early dinner and then we went and saw Sinners. And I just want to call y'all out just a tiny little bit about this movie. Because when I was like, oh, vampires, and I don't know if it was Kelbin. I feel like it was you, Kelbin. You're like, well, I mean, it's just vampires a little bit at the end. No, like this was a full-on horror vampire movie.
Where? Maybe I don't know. I just remember the
What?
action being at the end.
The action
I
was at like
just-
from probably had the halfway point. Like you knew some shit was about to start going down. And when it
Right.
started, I was like, the end. I'm like, how far into this movie are we? It was full on like vampire. And I like vampire stuff, by the way. So
Mhm.
I was fine with this. However, my fiance does not.
Oh.
He does not like blood or gore or
What was that?
it. Yes,
A
it
little
was. So immediately I'm getting uncomfortable. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And of course, there's so much extra blood that needs to be.
Mhm. The way that it was squirting
The
out,
way
I
that
was like,
buckets of it are shooting, which again, as a vampire connoisseur from way back in the day, I understand. But after the movie's over, I look at him, I'm like, what'd you think? And he's like, it was fine. Not my favorite. I was like, I understand. I didn't know it was gonna be all of that. And
Right.
he's like, it gave me a little bit of a feeling like Dusk Till Dawn.
mm.
Because you're trapped in one spot, and like in that way I can understand where he's coming from. But anyway, it was a really good movie, and I did love a lot of the music, and it was such a cool concept also. But it was awkward because he's like, I think we knew that we were in for a treat, I say loosely, because of the previews. Every preview was horrifying.
Yes.
So the first
Yes.
preview, he's like, not watching that one. I'm like, no. Second preview, I was like, not watching that one. Third preview, we're like, Jesus Christ. I don't know.
We get it.
If we can-
Oh.
I don't know if we could. There's the one with the children where they all like left their beds at 2:17.
Yes.
Oh, that
Oh my
one
God,
looks so
yes.
good. Yes.
No,
I can't wait for that
will
one.
not be seeing. He's like,
Yes.
kids.
Yes.
No.
I can't wait for that one because
Oh,
there was
no.
some demented kids in that movie.
So yeah, so we already knew. By the time the previews were over, I was like sweating. I was like,
You're
oh,
like,
no.
this is about to be a time.
Yeah, but I did really like the movie. So we saw that. And then on Sunday, this is another reason why it worked out that Maya stayed with me this weekend. She had a friend's birthday party to go to, and the birthday party was at the beach. Now, I get this. In a split parenting home, like whenever she gets invited to birthday parties that are supposed to be on her dad's weekend, I think what I'm going to start doing is just declining them, because from his perspective, it does suck. He's only got her every other weekend. And if you have a birthday party one of the days, now you're eating into like a good portion of the day.
Right.
I get it from his point of view. And he doesn't really know the parents like I do. And so it ended up working out because she had this birthday party. But again, keep in mind, she hadn't been feeling great. So I'm like, are we going to the beach? The beach. I'm like, think about this. There's no bathrooms at the beach. Okay.
Mhm.
No, she was gung ho by Sunday, thought she felt better and she wanted to go. So I don't even like going to the beach all the time because you have to get all ready. You got to get all your shit packed up. We end up going, and it's like, we probably drove for 45 minutes to get to the beach. It was way down. And we get there, but they did it up right. Like they had rented these canopies with like these little sun chairs underneath them for all the girls. The mom had gotten this whole spread from Publix, had some drinks, and I was like, I'm not mad about this now. I'm not mad about it. We got there at 11 and we stayed until 3.
Oh,
It
wow.
was a whole day on the beach, and I did
Hell
not
yeah.
expect to really have, like, I just figured it was kind of just going to be one of those things where you kind of just get through it.
Right.
We ended up having some drinks. We were having a good time, had great food. And so, yeah, it was a really great beach day. I got sunburn on the back of my legs, though, because I did not apply sunscreen well back there. So the back of my legs are red. But other than that, really great. And yeah, we managed to also watch the first movie of the Hunger Games Mockingjay. So you know how they split the book into, we watched the first one because Maya is getting through these books, and as she gets through the books, we watch the movie. So she's about halfway through with the third book. So I'm like, well, at least we could watch the first part of the movie, the first movie. So that was it. We did that. We had a good weekend with her. It ended up turning out to be just fine. Now, the only bad thing is now we have to switch. So she'll go to her dad next weekend, and we have my fiance's daughter next weekend, just her. So we're like, we got to figure out something to do. So overall, though, good weekend. I'm sorry I was not able to join you at the soccer game and spend my entire Saturday there.
That's
Sorry.
fine.
Be glad.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like I said, it wasn't a bad time. It
Right.
was just a long time.
Long
Mhm.
time.
Unnecessarily long.
Long time, yeah.
Kelvin, how was your weekend?
It was good. I feel like my week overall was great. My husband Oscar was in town. He was working from home. So I felt like every single day we had something to do, except maybe Wednesday. But like my whole week was great. We got to see Shakira. We got to go to that Brazilian steakhouse. We saw Final Destination in 4DX. What else? Friday was Circle K. I had a remote that was
How
like,
did that go?
it was good. It was really packed. Like people love a grand opening for a gas station here in
They
North Carolina.
really do. No, everywhere.
Well, I
Yeah.
guess everywhere. Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
sense. There was just different pop-ups. There was like face painting. People were giving out free stuff. Some guy came up to me and was like, "Hey, I work with the lottery. If you scan this, they'll give you a $1 ticket." And they basically draw numbers every 3 to 4 minutes, so you could win every 3 to 4 minutes.
Oh,
and I was
wow.
like, "Yeah, sounds good." He gave me 2. I got 2. Whatever. By the end of the remote, the general manager of the gas station was like, "Hey, I have these left over if you want to give them out," because we were raffling off, $25 Amex cards. So I was like, "Oh, great! This is a great consolidation prize for people who didn't win, because
Mhm.
you would have that disappointment come around."
Mhm.
So we did that, and then we had like a fat stack afterwards, and nobody else was around. I was just like, "Well, I guess we'll just use these."
Better use
So,
them.
we split it with the other promo person. I had like 11. I only won $5, but it was
Oh.
great. It's $5 I didn't have before.
Mhm.
So that was really fun. And they were giving out a lot of free food, which was really cool. And I had a lot of cookies that day.
Yeah. What type of cookies was it?
Chocolate chip,
Yeah.
oatmeal raisin,
Oh, yeah.
and
Oh, I love
M&M.
oatmeal raisin.
Mhm.
Underrated in my opinion.
Yes.
Ugh,
Mm.
I love it.
We had a listener come up and she was so excited to say hi. Like she was just freaking out. So that was really fun. I always love those kind of interactions.
Mhm.
The next day, and because I was up north, this was in Salisbury and Concord, you have to drive a little bit down to pass by it. My favorite pizza spot here in Charlotte is Duamici's. And anytime we're up north, like if we go to Concord or something, like we always want to pass by and get some. So I went, picked up some. I got a fresh mozzarella pizza. I got some garlic nuts, some chicken wings,
Ooh.
and Oscar loves himself a chicken parm sandwich.
Oh, dang. Y'all went
Girl.
You were eating.
all the
I
way
didn't even
in.
get a bite. I didn't even get a bite of it.
Oh.
But I did have the
Oh.
rest. Everything else, I did have the rest. And there's something about going to that specific pizza shop that, like, I drive in, I get a parking spot right in the front of the store, and there's these group of 4 Italian mafia-looking ass motherfuckers. Like, they dark beard, big
Oh,
chain,
yeah.
man spreading.
They are living Sopranos 2.0 right there.
I was living for it. You go inside, and once again, just young, dark-haired, short men with big long chains.
Yes!
Just
That's how
helping
you
out.
know it's a good place.
Oh my God. It was so typical, like movie stereotype Italians just working in there. And they were cute. It was great. It was fun. I just loved watching them work because it was chaos. But
Yeah.
I just was watching them work. So I thought that was really interesting. We go home, we munch and crunch. The next day was the soccer game. Had a really awkward interaction with a listener. She goes up to me and she was like, "Do you remember me? I made you cry." And I was like, I'm sorry. Remind me.
That's
you wanna always
the one
play it off.
phrase, right?
Yeah.
The one you're like, oh, wait a minute. Wait,
Mm.
remind me.
Yeah, and do that because I'm not going to
Please.
remember.
Remind us.
And she was like, "It was for this pride thing. I just can't remember." At this point, I'm like, "Oh fuck, you're losing me because if you don't remember it, how am I going to remember it?"
Mm.
And she was just telling me like, "Well, yeah, it was this pride thing, and I did my speech, and I made you cry." And I was like, "Ooh." She goes, "You don't remember." And I was like, "Oh my God.
Please, no, please.
Like, don't. Why
Don't
do we
use
have
this
to go
as the
through here?"
measuring stick.
Right.
Ugh.
And then from that point on, I think Miguel rescued me at that point. I think, or maybe Oscar. I can't remember.
I
but
did,
was
yeah,
like,
because we had to go on the field real quick.
yes. So Miguel comes in. He's like, "Oh, that's right. I remember." And Miguel had remembered. It was one of our Pride after parties where they did the thank you. Holly, you were there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was right before the Radiothon one year where they were just doing a thank you to all their sponsors.
Yes.
We went, it was at some brewery, and I remember exactly like what happened and everything.
Oh, I remember the being at a thing.
Yeah, we were
Mhm.
all seated together. I remember the event. I just don't remember who spoke.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I don't deny that you probably did make me cry.
Mm.
But she was super sweet, and I was like, hey, like, let's catch up afterwards. And she gave me her card. I have her email, so I'll connect with her later because she wants to work with us again.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, well, we'll catch up. And so we went to the field. What else? I ran into my college professor that I haven't seen in over like 10 years from UF.
Oh,
She
wow.
apparently moved here with her husband, and I can't, once again, I have no memory, but I can't remember what she taught, but I just remember it was really, really important to get my degree. And
I was funny. We were leaving the soccer game, and Kelvin was like, "That's so cool! I got to meet my college professor. She was so impactful." We were like, "Oh, that's awesome! What class was it?" I don't remember. I'm like, how was she impactful if you don't remember?
She was fantastic. She was great. And she told me that her husband was there, and he's like, I feel like he's a fan of her. He was there taking photos of us, like having our reunion. And he was like, I was like, oh, hi, I'm Kelbin. Nice to meet you. I've never met this man in a day in my life. She wasn't dating him 10 years ago. And he goes, I know all about you. She talks about you all the time. And then she goes, yeah, I have like a little song where I sing about my favorite students and you're in it. And I was like,
What?
okay, I love that.
Is she being serious or fake?
No, I think she's being serious. She's very much she'd always call herself the happiness philosopher or something like that. So
Wow.
she's very peppy, always excited, always just really hopeful and passionate about what she ever does. So
Wow.
I believe it, actually.
There are very few teachers or professors that I would ever think would remember who I am,
Yes.
ever. Like,
Mm.
I can't imagine. Like, one of them that would remember, he has since passed, so that's unfortunate. He was so great too. And the other was like my actual broadcast professor, who there was not very many of us, but
Mhm.
like my, writing professors, I feel like they could see me and never know that I was in their class ever. So that's why I'm asking, because it's impressive.
Yeah. So she remembered me. We caught up for a little bit, and by that time the soccer game was over. The soccer game I thought was really fun. I don't see why anybody would sit on the benches. I would be at the beach club all the time. Like we had such a great view. Like
Mhm.
there was shade. I don't know. I just really enjoyed where we were. So that was that. We were invited to some like last minute birthday party, but we were not gonna go. By the time that we got home, we had our leftovers, relaxed. And then Sunday, I did the podcast
Mm.
with hubby Oscar. It's better now, but at the beginning, it's really hard to take in criticism from someone who's not in the radio or podcasting world. And I guess
Mm.
that's a comment more on my ego, more so than anything, because you should be always open to critique and tips or advice from anybody. But for me, that definitely was something that I've had to work on because I've been trained in radio. Radio for me, like I got to tell you a story less than a minute, maybe even less than 30 seconds. Whereas podcasting is such a different kind of skill. It's not really
Yeah.
my strong suit. If I tell you a story, I want to give you the punchline right now. I don't want to draw it out, fluff it up, give you extra details. And so for me, I can find myself doing that sometimes with our podcast. And he'll either try to not cut me off, but he'll try to intervene so he can get a word in, so he can ask me a question, or he'll just let the train run loose. So it's been growing pains, but good growing pains. I feel like I'm learning. I feel like I'm getting better.
Mm.
And yeah, that'll be our next podcast episode where we had to re-record. We did one episode. We looked at each other and we were like, let's do it again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
And how long
no.
was it?
45 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
so we did
scrapped
it-
the whole
We
thing.
scrapped the whole thing and did
Oh,
it back. And we
no.
felt better by the second episode. So
Okay.
that's never really happened to us. That was the first time. But mind you,
Hmm.
this is our 7th episode. So I'm not too mad at it. I'm already so proud that we go through these podcasts. We don't like stop and then do a heavy edit. All of our episodes are just full through.
Mm.
So
That's good.
yeah. That was my
Good.
weekend.
I love it. Sort of very similar to Kelbin. I had a interesting interaction at the soccer game where I was chatting with some listeners, and then they left, and this girl walked up to me and she was like, "Is your name Miguel Fuller?" And I was like, "Well, yes."
You're like, am I being
yes.
served?
I know. I was like, "Well, I'm at the Hits 96.1 tent." And then she goes, "Did you go to Roswell High School?" And I was like, "Yes." And she was like, "I was 2 years below you in high school, and I remember you on the high school radio station we had."
What?
I was like, what? She was like, yeah, I just moved here a while ago. And then I saw you over and I thought I recognized you. And I was like, oh my gosh.
That's pretty crazy.
But then like someone came up. And so then like I lost her. So I didn't get a chance to like get her name and like, be like, oh my gosh, let's connect or something like that. But that was just a really cool, like no one, because my high school radio station, it broadcasted to the cafeteria. And so not a single person listened to my like once or twice a week morning show. Because like, what the fuck were they even talking about? I don't even remember what it was.
Right.
But the fact that, but I was like all over the school promoting it. Because I would like call radio stations in Atlanta to get giveaways and they'd be like, well, let's go to the prize closet and see. So like I would give away other radio station stickers because like that's all we had.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think we had like just random CDs and movie posters and just the most random things that they would give us.
It's just the fact that you did any part of that is just wild to me. Like, we clearly did not have a radio station in my high school, even one for the cafeteria. So the best I could do was the morning announcements to touch, like, what's lunch today?
But I was mad because I think a year or two after I left, they started doing like the morning announcements, but like on camera, because we did have like a whole like news set in production room in our high school, or like with the control room. And that's where I learned that I was a better producer than director when it came to television, because a director, you have to be like, all right, cue camera 2. All right, cut camera 2. Camera 3, be ready for and I was like, it was too stressful for me, but I was way better at organizing and producing and getting everybody together and then letting the director do all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I was just like, oh my gosh, somebody remembers me from WRHS The Hive.
That's so cool. That's actually really cool.
Throwback.
Yes.
Throwback.
All right, it's time to go.
Oh, wait, I wanted to say one thing. I didn't want to interrupt anybody. No, it's real quick. Don't stop the music.
Oh, okay.
Please don't stop the music.
Rihanna.
Yeah. So I wanted to say, I have never known Publix to do this. If y'all want a delicious treat, if you ever get like catering or something from Publix, this is what they had at the beach. Holy geez. They had like a smallish tray of like Hawaiian bread. You know what I'm talking about, like the Hawaiian King's Hawaiian rolls. So it's the little individual Hawaiian rolls. There were probably like, I don't know, maybe 24 of them. And there was a meatball in each roll. So we're talking, this was like a meatball sub, but like pull apart.
Oh.
And Publix has delicious meatballs, apparently. I didn't know, but I had that. And it's like they cover it in mozzarella, they throw the sauce on, and then you can just kind of pull it apart and have a little bitty 1-bite meatball sub. I went back for seconds. Like I have not been so impressed by some sort of like take it to go. Like I know that Publix does like Cuban sandwiches and like whatever else, but like this meatball pull apart thing, highly recommend. That's what I just want to say that.
Is it something that you have to like order through catering, or do they just have it at the deli?
I've never seen it at the deli. That's what I asked too. And I think you might have to call ahead for it, but it exists. That's all that matters.
That
Like
good.
I've never seen it myself. That's why I was like, what is this deliciousness?
Ooh, we should do a segment about grocery store hacks, because I just saw one on Instagram, which maybe everybody else knows this, but I had no clue that you can do like Jersey Mike's, how they do the sub in the tub.
Yeah.
That you can do like a sub in a tub at Publix. So
What?
yeah, I saw a TikTok where this girl had the Publix chicken tender sub, but in a tub. And I was like, what?
Can we be
And you can
honest, though?
seafood boil too at Publix, I heard.
Yes, you can't. This I knew from way back, because one friend of mine was like, well, we'll just get him to cook it and toss it in the, Creole seasoning. And I was like, they'll do that?
Yes.
He's like, yeah, for free. I was like,
They don't
what?
advertise that. That's crazy.
Oh, it's on the down low.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. All I'm saying is that was a delicious thing. Oh, what I want to say about the chicken tender sub, like, it's too much. I can't do a chicken tender sub.
It's
The
a
bread,
lot.
it's an entire loaf of bread,
It
and
is.
the tenders are breaded. I would rather
Yeah.
have it in a bowl.
Well, I can never wrap my mouth around the sub because the bread is so thick at Publix. And so my mouth opens pretty wide, but I can't fit the whole thing in there.
I'm sure you can. And I'm sure you have.
Oh, I've
Save
tried.
all of that. Save all of this.
I'm sure you have, and I'm sure you could.
But no, you're right. It's a big mouthful.
So there you go. Get you a sub in a tub at Publix. Producer Kelbin, how can people find you on social media?
You can find me, you can follow me, you can support me, you could even hate me at Kelbin Live.
Oh.
Holly, where can people hate you?
Please don't hate me. You just keep it to your damn self. Okay. That's all. It's Radio Holly on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads.
Mine is at Miguel Fuller on all the places. We will see you all on Wednesday. Bye.
Miguel and Holly Uncensored.